do you see that chart that's up here? It says Spins Exhibit number 18. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
Okay. And if I need to, I can zoom in some. But that kind of represents, do you see most of Aaron's children or stepchildren up there?
Yes.
And there may be there's a couple missing, as right? I said a couple towards the end. It's okay. I'll ask you another question. Just take my word for it. The youngest child is missing off of here, and the oldest child. Would you agree?
The youngest, yes, her, and then the oldest, Janelle. Yeah, because Carly's not the oldest.
So Janelle's missing, and Eva,
yes.
I believe, are both missing off of this chart. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You got 5 siblings. How many in your immediate family? How many boys and girls?
So it's 2 boys and then it's us 4 girls.
Okay. So growing up, did y'all kind of spend time together as a bigger family? Like, did you and your siblings ever go over to Karen's house, or did her kids ever come over to y'all's house, or something like that?
Yes.
Describe it for the jury what that looked like on any given week or weekend.
Well, we would visit my grandmother's house, and we would all,
It's okay, Doc. Just take your time. Are you okay?
we would visit my grandmother, and then we would all hang out as a family with all my aunts. I'm sorry, I don't want to get that. I'm sorry. So we were my aunts and then my cousins, and we would all be there talking and just having a good time. And they would come over as well, we would have cookouts and just go talk, the parents would still talk to my parents, and then I'll hang out with my cousins, and we'll just be there all together, and that's how we'll spend time together. Or sometimes we'll, for example, one time we went for my grandpa's birthday to the village, and we're all together, just having a good time, and just, as a family, just collaborating and talking, and that was kind of how it was.
And when you all got together, I mean, it probably brings back, you probably have some good memories of that. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of girls that are in your family, as far as you got a lot of aunts and you got a lot of girl cousins. Is that fair?
Yes, that's correct.
Did everybody kind of look out for each other and try to take care of each other as best they could?
Yes. And that's how we grew up. Really, just we all kind of stand up for what's right and look out for each other, but especially the little ones, look out for the younger ones, because the younger ones don't have a voice. Yeah, and that's just how we grew up, obviously.
So if y'all had a cookout and you go to your grandma's house, would they ever treat one cousin and say, oh, you can't eat or you don't get anything? Y'all love each other. Is that fair?
That's correct.
Did anybody get treated different? Like you're the outcast, or you're different because maybe you're a stepchild, or maybe because of something else. Did anybody get treated differently?
No, not necessarily. Like when the way you were brought up, like anyone who shows up to the house is welcome. Like if you're coming to my house, you're welcome. You're gonna come in. We're gonna greet you with the same respect that we greet everyone. And you're welcome to get a plate and food and everything. Like that's just how you are. Like you're welcome when you come to my house. You're gonna come in and we're gonna treat everyone with equal respect.
Okay. So talk to me about this because you don't meet Marvin or you don't even know Marvin until Karen gets together with Martine. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Tell me about how you know Marvin, what that looks like. When you first meet her, or how does she fit into your family?
Well, I remember that like it would be like my house, for example, and my aunt, like we would invite my aunt over and she would bring all her children, including Margaret and Jeffrey and all the other children as well. And then they would come in and like I remember exactly what they looked at. We had like so we came and then we were all there like if you were doing my dad's room, we were all like playing outside. They kind of let me with it. We were all there.
Okay. So tell me how. When do you remember meeting Marvin?
I remember her coming into my house and we were there. That's how I remember because my aunt brought her to my home.
So let me ask you, when you met Marvin, did Marvin, did you have structure, kind of like the rest of your cousins and some of your family have structure?
I think he's like,
So I guess specifically, Karen she had her own children, right? And her children there was some structure.
yes.
Did Marvin, did she, to the family, did she kind of follow some of those same rules, or did she kind of have some of her own ways?
Well, what I remember was whenever the last time she came to my house was because we had like some kind of family gathering in the house. And what happened was she was there, we were all there, but then my grandmother told me that she found Harvey looking through our doors. Objection, hearsay.
Sustained as a hearsay.
So Marvin didn't tell you anything. Is that correct? You're not just finding something somebody told you that Marvin told you. Is that correct?
Marvin didn't tell me anything. Just after that incident, I did have a room missing.
Well, let me ask. Let me ask a different question. You spent time. You went over to Karen's house before. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Marvin went over to your house.
Yes.
Marvin was not, even though y'all got together at different times, Marvin wasn't striking. Can you have this one?
You may.
Okay, so specifically, let me talk about this. Your mom raised you and your sisters and your brothers with a pretty strict level of discipline, like rules you had to follow, right?
Yes.
Marvin didn't follow some of those same strict rules. Is that correct?
I would say so.
Because of those differences in upbringings, your mom didn't really want Marvin at some point at her house. Is that correct?
Objection. Reading wrong.
Sustained as a leading.
Is Marvin welcome to come over to your house?
No, that was the last time that she came to my house.
did Marvin's behavior set out a good example for your other cousins or siblings?
No, I didn't.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Like, I'll pass it.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. You never spent time with Marvin at the Hudspeth house, correct?
I'm sorry.
You never spent time at the house that they lived in on the corner with Marvin?
I went to my mother's house.
Not your grandmother's house, the house that Marvin and the defendant lived in on the corner of Hudspeth.
I don't remember the street name.
So is that a yes or no, whether or not you spent time at that home, not the grandma's house?
I've been to my aunt's house before, but I don't remember the street name.
Can you tell us your first name for us?
Yes, it's D-I-A-N-A.
And what's your date of birth?
It's 8/20/2000.
Are you familiar with someone by the name of Samuel?
Samuel?
Yes.
No.
You don't know somebody in your family named Samuel?
Samuel, I don't think so.
Okay, so he was never at any of these cookouts that you talked about?
To my house? Not to my house.
Did you ever go to cookouts that weren't at your house?
Yes.
Where were those at?
Well, we had to my brother's house, or we went to my aunt's house, or we went to the,
And so at no point did you ever encounter Samuel or his wife either?
it was my cousin gave me a call.
Are you aware that Linda is cousins with Martin?
I'm not too familiar with all of Martin's family. Yeah.
So you never lived at the Hudspeth house, correct?
If I lived with my aunt?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so you don't know what was going on in that household from the day-to-day basis.
I didn't live with them every day, but I would go over. My aunt will also take care of me. Whenever my mom was a babysitter, so I would go over there and she would take care of me.
How often did you go?
Whenever my mom was a babysitter, several times a year.
So several times. From what age to what age?
Well, my whole life, for a babysitter, she would visit each other and that, or whenever she would take care of me.
But you would only see them simultaneously.
Right, because we didn't live together.
Right.
Maybe I don't know.
You may.
No, we'll pass this one.
Any redirect?
Okay.
All right, may this witness be finally excused?
Yes.
Subject to
All right, thank you. You're free to go back and wait where you were waiting. Thank you. Call your next witness.
Your Honor, if we could take a moment.
Certainly. Yes, but are you going to call another witness?
Possibly.
All right,
We can just have-
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I need to send you out to the jury room. Hopefully we'll have you back in a few minutes.
All rise.
All right, you may be seated. Is there anything you want to put on the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want me to swear? Are you going to have a Q&A with your client on the
Yes.
record?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Guyona, if you would please stand. All right, Ms. Guyona, if you would please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. You can put your hand down. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Giles, you've kind of had an opportunity to see and hear what's happening in the trial. Is that right? Okay. And you understand the state of Texas has called witnesses and requested defense, right? And you understand the defense, we've called witnesses as well. You also understand that you have an absolute right to testify in your own defense if you want to. But you also have an absolute right to not testify. Understanding that right is yours and yours solely. Are there any other, well, I'll say that, are there any other witnesses that we haven't called so far that you want us to call? And speak up if she's there. Okay. In addition to that, since you have the right to testify or not testify, is it your choice to testify or not testify in this case? Okay. And you understand that's an absolute right that you have. And we're not trying to stand in the way. We just want to make sure you get to exercise it one way or the other. Okay.
Okay. All right, you may be seated. Do you have any other witnesses to call? All right, so you intend to rest when I bring the jury back in?
We do.
And then does the state have any witnesses?
Judge, we are going to call a rebuttal witness at this time.
All right, is that person here?
It is, this is Martin client as well.
And he's sitting outside, I assume?
I guess, Ron.
Okay. If you could bring him into the courtroom, they'll rest and you can call him. All right, we're ready for the jury.
Well, Judge, we actually do need to put on the record that he is being represented by counsel, that he has a pending case, that he's not completed his plea, there's those kinds of things.
I assumed that you would ask him that on direct.
Okay, I can do that. I didn't know if we needed to do that outside the presence of the jury.
Oh, no.
And I will tell this we do anticipate this testimony from Mr. Cronut that he is going to identify Hector or Cumbia as his brother. He's going to also articulate that Hector, he did speak to his brother Hector, who identified that he did go to Karen's house. Karen was there, that Karen gave him money, he gave Karen money. She left.
No, we're not ready yet.
She left the house with her children, and that his brother Hector told Samuel that he did have sex with Martin. That is a co-conspirator statement. It is an admission as well, and so we do believe that we do intend to go into those statements to further corroborate what this co-conspirator is unindicted co-conspirator said. And that information has been tendered to the chamber.
All right.
I guess also
Mm-hmm.
for is this on the record? Okay.
Yes.
The,
We are.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
That's all right.
The if this outside of the we understand that the first half of this plea agreement is to testify in this case.
Mm-hmm.
The first half that he's entered. Just want to make sure there wasn't any other unity agreement that he has in conjunction with the state that we're not otherwise aware about.
He tendered exactly what the defendant was offered back last Wednesday, which I believe was made the, and I say offered and pled guilty to, which would have been May the, yes, yeah, back on May the 28th, yes, 2025, which included that the defendant would plead 6 deferred, he would have sex offender conditions, no contact with the complainant, it would be a lifetime protective order, and that he testified truthfully in any proceedings regarding this underlying offense and any other offenses involving the defendant, Aaron Davis. That is all that we have. That is all we've done in terms of offering in terms of deals with any defendants. We do not have a deal in place with Hector Corona, also known as Columbia. That does not exist.
If we're in receipt of that particular agreement, I'm just making sure it doesn't extend to somebody.
Do you have any objection to the witness testifying about what Hector told him?
We do.
All right. And what is your objection?
We reject the hearsay, for one, it being an out of court statement. And Hector obviously not being present to be questioned about it. It sounds like the statement of who Hector is. He's the brother of the state's witness.
All right. So how is it a criminal conspiracy if they were talking about it after the fact? Is this witness going to testify that they talked about it beforehand?
It is a state conspiracy in terms of him being a potential co-defendant to Karen Gayona. He's going to articulate that Karen is the one that he did.
No. I'm just talking about what Hector told him.
Yes. Samuel is going to say that Hector told him that he went to Karen's house.
Okay.
Karen, they had a conversation about exchanging money. That Marvin was present. That Karen left and went to the store. That Marvin, he took Marvin into the back. They had sexual intercourse, and that there was money exchanged. And that is a statement that Hector, his brother, the biological brother, tendered to Mr. Corona.
Okay, hold on. But when did he say this to him? Before or after he committed this? If y'all could please listen.
The witness is in here, Judge. If they're interpreting.
You should not be interpreting this, please.
Yes, sir.
All right. Summer.
I apologize.
That's all right. When did Hector tell Sam this? Before or after he committed his offense?
Before or after Mr. Samuel Corona committed his offense, because I cannot articulate that, and I don't know that we've ever specifically asked that question.
That is important to me.
I can ask that question now.
Yes.
I do not believe that they were contemporaneous with each other, but you'll just give me a moment, I can confirm that.
Because if it's after the fact, then it's not a conspiracy.
I think it was before, but I don't want to misrepresent anything to the floor.
If you could find out, please.
Okay.
We interviewed him with his counsel at lunch.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And his wife. So
Thank you for doing that during your lunch. I have nuts if you're hungry. That's all I have. I gave my Nutri-Grain bar to the alternate.
I got some Ritz scratches down here that Gary.
I do have protein shakes, though, in my little fridge. Oof. Okay.
I didn't know he was back there.
Well, he didn't speak English.
Right. No,
Yeah.
But he had to,
I don't know why she was translating.
who's translating?
And this case has been pending for how long? Mm-hmm. It's a yes or no question. Come on. Mrs. Garza, here's some evidence. Running loose. Running loose. Where did Summer go?
I can go see Judge.
No, she's back there. I see her. She moved. Yeah. All right, if you can get Miss Almazi, it was just a question about whether he told him this before or after. The case has been pending for 4 years. That's been plenty of time to interview this witness. It's time. Come on. All right. Let's get on the record outside the presence and hearing of the jury. Miss Almazi, what did you find out?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Corona, Samuel Corona's offense happened before Hector Corona told him about the incident involving Clark.
Then I do not believe under 15.02 criminal conspiracy, which specifically states a person commits criminal conspiracy if with intent that a felony be committed, that since Hector telling him about his offense is simply hearsay and not part of a criminal conspiracy.
But Hector is a co-defendant, an unindicted co-defendant to Ms. Gayona. Not just to Samuel, but I mean more to Karen Gayona because she is the person that coordinated this.
All right.
Coordinated this event.
So how did Hector compel
He was
Miss-
gone in this circumstance by having sex with her and he pretended money to Miss Gayona.
There's a difference in the facts that I heard.
What did you hear?
Right now, and someone was present as well, he specifically said that his brother gave Karen money to go to the store. He learned that after And then he also told some of my children I didn't know if he had sex with Mark.
That is correct. He did say that, but he also explained that when we interviewed him back in January, that Hector told him that he had sex. He did not have, Mr. Corona, as I understand it, did not have personal knowledge of Hector and Martin together having sex. However, Hector did tell him that, and that's based on the conversation that he had with him, with his attorney present back in January of this year.
So you want this witness to testify that Hector, his brother, told him after he molested Marvin that he was there, gave Karen money to go to the store, and then what? And in January, he told you that...
In January, Mr. Samuel, I'm just going to use the first name.
I think it's Samuel.
Samuel told us being me, his brother, and our investigator, Rafael Bella, that Hector provided this information to him, and also that he did not know where Hector is and has not seen Hector, his brother, for a while. I didn't clarify as far as how long that has been, but he did have a conversation with his brother about that particularized incident.
But I'm trying to figure out, so he's saying that Hector told him he had sex with Marvin, not that he gave Karen money to have sex with Marvin.
He's saying Hector, Samuel is saying that Hector gave Karen money and she went to the store. She left, and that Marvin was left alone with him, and that that he was told that Samuel was told that Hector and Marvin had a sexual relations.
He just corrected that. I mean, I wasn't there for the January conversation.
But he just corrected that.
But he said, he told her, he said, no, I told you I didn't know that.
Okay.
That's exactly what he said. And he also said, I said that he gave Karen money to go to the store. Karen wanted to go to the store.
Okay, but he's not saying that Hector said he gave her money.
That's not what he's saying today.
Hold on. This guy is saying that Hector told him, Hector said, I gave Karen money to go to the store, and then I had sex with Marvin.
I'll recite what we wrote down. Karen told Hector, she asked his brother being Hector, for money, and left him alone in the house with Marvin. And then
But that doesn't impugn any agreement of sale of prostitution.
Well, it does corroborate that. Well, we do believe that actually does. We do believe that Hector did engage in prostitution, or in that he was receiving that money. He gave her money in receipt, and in exchange for that, she left him alone, which is consistent with what Marvin has already testified to. Karen left him and Marvin alone, left with her child, went to the store, and received money as a result, allowing Marvin and compelling Marvin to prostitute herself with her.
All right. Since Carla testified to that incident, if you can lay a predicate, ask to approach before you get into what Hector said. And I'll let you know if I think we've gotten there.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I won't go into anything regarding Hector's conversation with Samuel until I establish.
Yeah, until you establish a predicate and then ask to approach, and we'll take it from there to see what this guy says. Okay. All right, then he can come back in. So sorry. We're ready now.
All right.
Okay. All right, you may be seated. Ms. Ponzu, Mr. Roberts, call your next witness.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, the defense rests.
And what says the state?
Your Honor, at this time, the state is going to call Samuel Corona Gutierrez.
All right, it's come to the court's attention that the witness does not speak the English language. We have the interpreter who was sworn in day before yesterday, maybe. You are still under oath, Madam Interpreter, to correctly translate from English to Spanish and Spanish back to English all of the proceedings today.
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Thank you. All right, sir, if you would please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, if you would please have a seat in the witness stand. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, or good afternoon, sorry, Mr. Gutierrez Corona. Will you please state your name and spell it for the record?
Samuel Corona Gutierrez.
Could you please spell your name?
Samuel Corona Gutierrez.
SAMLCONRON
SAMUELCOMRON. Gutierrez, GAUR, Gutierrez, R, with a Z at the end.
Do you go by Corona, Mr. Corona, or Mr. Gutierrez?
Corona.
Corona.
So is it okay if I refer you as Mr. Corona?
Yes,
Mr. Corona, you are currently under indictment for the offense of indecency with a child by contact. Is that correct?
yes,
And you are currently represented by counsel, Claudia Montani. Is that right?
yes,
Is Ms. Montani here in the courtroom today?
yes,
Is she seated directly behind me on the first row, the lady with the glasses and the short hair?
yes,
And has she been your attorney for quite some time, for several months at least?
yes,
Now, Mr. Corona, you and I met along with Ms. Bradford and investigator Rafael Bella back in January of 2025. Is that right?
yes,
And after that conversation, you subsequently entered into a plea to an injury to a child last Wednesday, May the 28th. Is that right?
yes,
And your attorney, Ms. Montani, she was present when we had that conversation in January. Is that right?
yes,
And May the 28th, last Wednesday, your attorney pled what this case involved.
yes,
And you've done what's called the first half, where you have pled guilty, but you have not been sentenced. Is that right?
yes,
And in that plea agreement, uh, was the offer, the agreed offer between the state and you, the defense, 6 years probation,
Yes,
with sex offender treatment and conditions,
yes,
no contact with the complainant in that case,
yes,
and that complainant is Marvin Arelli Perez, correct?
yes,
That there would be a lifetime protective order that you'd not be ever allowed to contact or communicate directly or indirectly with Marvin,
yes,
and that you would testify truthfully in any future proceedings involving Karen Gayona or any other associated offenses involving Karen Gayona.
yes,
All right. And your attorney was present in that conversation in January 2025, and she was the attorney that pled, that was present when you pled last week.
yes,
Now you have not been sentenced as of today, correct?
no,
And in fact, you were supposed to go have your probation interview today. Is that right?
yes,
Is it your understanding that once you enter your plea, once you're sentenced on the offense of injury to a child, your indecency with the child case will be dismissed?
yes,
Has anyone forced you, coerced you, compelled you to testify here today?
no,
Have I told you something bad was going to happen if you testify? You did or did not testify?
no,
Ms. Bradford or Ms. Montani, has anyone told you that you were required to testify against yourself?
No.
no,
You were testifying here freely and voluntarily, is that correct?
Sí.
yes,
Now, Mr. Gutierrez, we're going to talk about the offense that you were charged with, okay?
yes,
You mentioned earlier the complainant in that case is Marvin Arelli Perez, is that right?
yes,
And in that offense, did you admit to me, Ms. Bradford, with your attorney present, that you indeed committed the offense of indecency with a child by contact?
yes.
In that, can you tell us about the night that Marvin came to your house when this happened?
Yes,
Please go into those details.
Ok. Esa noche, ese día yo no estaba en mi casa, pero llegué en la tarde y ellos estaban ahí.
well, that day I was not at my house, so I arrived in the afternoon and they were there.
Esa noche es que estaban ahí, estaban pues platicando y ella creo que se quedó en mi casa y de dormir.
Well, that night when they were there, I think that they were just talking. At that night, I believe that she stayed at my house for the night to sleep.
And then what?
Pues estábamos ahí y pues estaban tomando.
Well, we were there, they were drinking.
Who was saying that? Who was drinking?
Ella y todos los que estábamos ahí en la casa.
Her and everybody else that we were at the house.
Okay, let me kind of make sure we understand sort of the parties involved here. Mr. Corona, are you married?
Sí,
Yes,
Who are you married to?
con Erlinda Pérez.
to the Erlinda Pérez.
And for the court reporter, is that Erlinda? Is that a yes?
Yes, that's how you write Erlinda.
Okay. Mr. Corona, how long have you been married to your wife?
No sé cuántos años, pero estoy casado hace en el 95. No sé exactamente cuántos años son.
I don't really know for how long, but let's say I got married to 95, so I don't really know how many years I have been.
Were you born in the United States?
No,
No,
Did you meet your wife here in the United States or somewhere else?
no, en México.
no, in Mexico.
Did you and your wife grow up together?
Sí,
Yes,
And so have you known your wife pretty much your entire life?
sí,
yes,
Do you know someone by the name of Martin Perez?
sí.
yes.
Who is Martin Perez?
El papá de Marvin.
Marvin's father.
Are you or your wife related to Martin Perez?
Yo no, pero mi esposa sí.
Not me, but my wife, yes.
Did Martin also live in the same town that you and your wife grew up in?
Sí, bueno, sé que vivía en Dallas.
He does. Well, I knew that he used to live in Dallas.
But back in Mexico, did you know Martin Perez?
Sí, lo conocí en México.
Yes, I met him in Mexico.
And do you have any siblings?
Sí,
Yes.
Tell me the names of your siblings.
tengo muchos.
Oof, I have too many.
Well, let me. I don't want to make this super long here, but do you have a brother by the name
Okay.
of Hector?
Okay.
Sí,
Yes.
What is Hector's last name?
fueron.
Corona.
And is Hector older or younger than you?
No,
Younger.
Okay. Now, did Hector also know Martin?
sí,
Yes.
Did he know Marvin?
sí,
Yes.
Now, you've known Marvin since she was a child, is that correct?
sí,
Yes.
And at some point, you and your wife came to Dallas.
Yes.
And did you reconnect with Martin Perez once you came to Dallas?
sí, cuando estaba aquí después nos miramos otra vez.
Yes. Once I got here, we started seeing each other after.
Did you ever meet or come into contact with Martin's first wife, Laura Hernandez?
Sí, es la mamá de Marvin. Yeah.
Yes, that's Marvin's mother. Yes.
And did you ever your family hang out with Martin, Laura, and Marvin and his kids?
Sí, a veces nos visitaban.
Yes, sometimes we will visit.
Okay. Did she refer to you, Marvin? Did she refer to you as uncle?
Sí.
Yes.
Now, let's go back to the day of the offense. You said that you were out of your house. Did you come back to the home at some point in the night?
Sí.
Yes.
And when you came home, who all was at your house?
Pues había bastantes personas. No recuerdo todos los nombres.
Well, lots of people were there. I don't recall every single name.
Did people sleep over at your house that night?
No, más él.
No, just her.
Okay. And when you say her, you're talking about Marvin?
Yeah, Marvin.
Yeah.
Do
Marvin.
you have any children, sir?
Yo sí.
Me? Yes, I do.
How many children do you have?
5.
5.
Do you have a daughter by the name of Kaylee?
Sí.
Yes.
How old is Kaylee today?
17.
17.
Did Marvin ever spend the night to hang out with Kaylee?
Hubo, creo que sí, superaban.
Oh, well, there was, yes, I believe that she would stay overnight sometimes.
The night that I want to talk about specifically involving Marvin, did she spend the night when this offense happened, you committed against her?
No, no puedes repetir.
I'm sorry, would you mind repeating that?
Yes, let me ask the question a different way. The night of the offense involving Marvin, in which you ultimately got charged with indecency with a child. Was Marvin spending the night with you at your house, with your daughter Kayla?
Sí.
Yes,
Okay. Now, where was Marvin sleeping that night?
En el cuarto con mis hijas.
in the bedroom with my kids, with my daughters.
Was Kaylee in the room?
Yes,
Were your other daughters, was there any other child in the room with Kaylee and Marvin?
Sí.
yes,
And at some point, do you enter the room where Marvin and Kaylee are sleeping?
Sí.
yes.
Okay, what happens when you enter the room where Marvin and Kaylee are sleeping?
Pues yo me metí para ver si ya estaban dormidas las niñas, mis hijas.
Well, I went in to check if the girls and my kids, they were already asleep.
Okay, and what happened when did you do that? Were they asleep?
Pensé que mi hija estaba dormida en el piso y la toqué del pie y era Mulder.
Well, I thought that my daughter was the one sleeping on the floor, and I touched her foot, and it was Marvin.
Where was Marvin sleeping?
En el piso.
On the floor.
Was she sleeping on a mat or a cot or an air mattress or something different?
No, una cobija tendida en el piso.
It was just on a blanket on the floor.
Was anyone else sleeping next to Marvin?
Sí,
Yes,
Who was sleeping next to Marvin?
mi hija. Mi hija.
my daughter came.
Now, was Haley asleep when you came into the room?
Sí.
Yes,
Was Marvin asleep when you came into the room?
No.
no.
When you kicked Marvin's foot, what was the very next thing that happened?
Nomás me contestó que era ella.
Well, she just answered, telling me that it was her.
What did you do to Marvin?
Le agarré la pierna, pero le agarré.
I grabbed her leg. That's what I grabbed.
And then what?
No recuerdo. Parece que le agarré el hombro.
After, I don't recall. It seems to me that I grabbed her shoulder.
Did any of your body, besides grabbing her shoulder and her leg and her foot, did any of your genitals make contact with Marvin?
No.
No,
Did you touch Marvin in a way that was inappropriate or unlawful?
Creo que sí.
I believe so.
Okay, either you believe so or it happens.
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell the jury what you did to her.
Pues nomás la toqué del hombro y la pierna.
Well, I just touched her the shoulder and the leg.
And then what else? Anything else?
Exactamente no recuerdo.
Exactly, I don't recall.
Did your genitals make contact with Marvin? It's a direct question.
Overruled.
Ah, creo que sí, creo que toqué en sus piernas.
I believe so. I believe I touched her with in her legs with it.
When you say it, what part of the body are you referring to?
En la pierna. O sea, en la parte de la pierna.
I'm talking about her leg, the
Did your
leg area.
did your penis make contact with her body?
It's things.
Sí, en su pierna.
Yes,
Did you
her leg. Her leg.
I'm so sorry. Okay. So your penis made contact with her leg.
Sí.
Yes.
Did you grind on Marvin?
Ah. ¿Cómo? No, no, no. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm
What?
sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Did you move your body against Marvin?
Sí.
Yes.
Was your daughter still sleeping next to Marvin when this was happening?
Sí.
Yes.
Sí, ahora.
Yes, she was sleeping.
Now, what made it stop?
Porque pensé que no era una cosa correcta que yo estaba haciendo, aunque no estaba yo tal vez en mis 5 sentidos en ese rato.
Well, because I thought it was not the correct thing that I was doing at that moment, even though I was not in my 5 senses right at that time.
Do you recall getting on top of Marvin and grinding against her? Or rubbing against her?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you recall Marvin pushing you off of her?
No me empujó, nomás me dijo que no.
She did not push me. She just said no.
And did you stop after she said no?
Sí.
Yes.
Right. Subsequently, you're aware that Marvin outcried about this offense involving you.
Sí.
Yes.
Did you offer her any money or any gifts or make any promises to Marvin?
No.
No. No, never.
Did you offer to give her a car?
No.
No.
Now, in this particular incident, was Karen ever, do you know Karen Gayona?
Sí.
Yes.
Is Karen Marvin's stepmother?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you see her here in the courtroom today?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Now, was Carla, Karen's daughter, present that night?
No.
No.
Were any of her siblings, Marvin's siblings, present that night?
No.
No.
Now, did you ever observe, did Martin and Karen and Marvin ever come to your house on Friday nights?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you ever observe Marvin drinking at your house on those nights?
Sí.
Yes.
Did your wife have a business where she would sell food on Friday nights?
Yes.
Can you tell me what that was and what she was doing?
en lo que hacía mi esposa.
Are you asking about my wife?
On Friday nights when your wife would cook, can you tell the jury about what she was doing, what that was about?
No, ella hacía comida para vender.
She would prepare food herself.
And would Marvin and Martin and Serena be present?
Sí, ahí vamos a llegar los viernes a veces a cenar.
Yes, they would go over there sometimes on Fridays to dine.
You would go over there, or they would come to your house?
No, ellos iban a buscar.
No, they would come over to mine.
Did you have tables and places for people to sit if they wanted to purchase food from your wife?
Sí. Ujú. Sí, tenía una mesa.
Yes, we had some tables.
Would Martin and Karen and Marvin purchase food from their wife?
Sí.
Yes,
Would they hang out at your house after they bought food?
Sí.
yes.
Now, did you observe at any point, I asked earlier, Marvin, if you ever heard Marvin drinking?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you observe who gave her, when we say drinking, we're talking about alcohol, is that right?
Yeah, sí.
Yes.
Did you observe any, who would provide her that alcohol?
Amade,
To Marvin,
Yes.
ella lo agarraba sola.
she would grab it herself.
Okay. Where did the alcohol come from?
Bueno, pues lo compraban los adultos.
Well, the adults would buy it.
Was there ever time that Martin and Karen would bring alcohol to these Friday night events?
Sí, unas ocasiones yo vi que tomaban.
Did you observe,
Yes, I saw them drinking in one occasion.
did you ever observe Karen drinking with Marvin present?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Now, were you aware that Marvin was being sold for sex?
No sabía si se vendía. Lo único que sabía es que se iba con hombres.
I was not aware if she had been sold. The only thing that I knew is that she would go out with men.
Okay. At any point, did you have a conversation with your brother about an incident involving
Sustained. Come forward, please. You see what I mean?
Can I just ask one last question?
You may.
Mr. Burnett, do you know where your brother is today?
No,
No, I don't. I don't.
When was the last time you saw your brother Hector?
back in the 6 meses in a row.
It has been around 6 months since I seen him last.
I'm sorry, 16 months?
This season.
No,
No,
6 or 16, I apologize.
oh yes, 6.
6 meses.
6 months.
Judge, can we approach one last time? I apologize.
You may. All right.
Okay, Mr. Burnett, did you know that Karen was married to Martine?
Karen?
Yes.
Sí sé que estaba casado con él.
Well, I know that she's been with him, yes.
Okay, thank you for it. You didn't know if they were common law married or married, is that right?
No.
No,
But you knew they were together.
Sí.
yes.
Were you ever around Karen where she would make statements to you about, well, let me strike that, let me ask the question a different way. Did you ever hear Karen did you ever have any conversations with Karen personally? Did you and Karen ever speak?
No, no conversamos casi.
Well, we did not talk much.
When Karen would come over to your house, would there be other people there?
Sí,
Yes,
Would there be men there?
sí.
yes.
Did Karen ever make any statements in front of you, in front of those men, about Marvin?
A mí no.
Not to me.
You weren't present for conversations or statements that she made? Specifically about Marvin?
No, no estaba yo ahí cuando decía. No, yo no la vi cuando
No.
decía.
I was not there when she would say, I did not hear when she would say.
Okay, do you recall back in January 2025 that you told us that you
Overruled. She can ask about a prior inconsistent statement.
back in January 2025 when we met,
Sí.
Yes,
were you telling us the truth when you talked to us?
Sí.
yes,
Do you recall telling us that Karen would say, take Marvin for money?
Oh, sí.
oh yes.
That's what I'm asking about. Can you please tell us what the circumstances were surrounding that statement? Where did that happen? That conversation?
Bueno, eso era ahí afuera de la casa.
Well, that happened outside the house.
Was this on one of the Friday nights where people would come over to your house?
Sí.
Yes.
And who was Karen speaking to?
Específicamente no sé a quién le estaba hablando, sino en la plática en lo que se decían.
Specifically, I don't know who she was talking to. It was just during the conversation when she was saying that.
So she made that statement in front of you.
Sí, ahí lo dijo. Bueno, ahí estaba yo sentado.
Well, yes, she said that. Well, I was there, seated.
Okay, and so did she make any other statements specifically related to Marvin?
Bueno, específicamente a mí un día me dijo que me la llevara.
To be more specific, one day she told me to take her.
What does that mean? What did she say?
Bueno, específicamente no sé cómo explicarlo para que lo entienda, sino como decirme, te la puedes llevar, no tiene nada que perder. No sé a qué se refería.
Well, to be more specific, I don't know how to explain it for you to understand. That she said, you can take her, you have nothing to lose. I don't know how to explain.
Okay, what did you understand that to mean when she said that?
Pues lo que yo entendí es que me la llevara, ¿para qué sería? Para estar con ella, ¿no?
Well, my understanding was for me to take her. What for? Well, to be with her.
Okay, so you understood when she said, let me make sure I understood what your statement was. Karen said, you can take her. She has nothing to lose.
Ajá.
Is that a yes?
Sí.
Yes.
And when Karen said that, if you can take her, she has nothing to lose. Who was Karen referring to when she said she?
De Marvin.
Marvin.
Where did this conversation happen?
Fue en la casa.
It was there at the house. At my house.
Was Marvin still, was she an adult at this time?
Sí.
She was an adult?
Yes.
O sea, mayor de edad.
Ah.
No entiendo. Adulta.
I don't understand. She was an adult. Are you referring about the age?
If you know, how old was Marvin when this conversation you had with Karen? If you know.
Creo que tenía como 17, 16, algo así.
I think she was around
No estoy seguro.
I think she was around either 17, 16, I'm not sure, I don't know.
But she was still a child.
Sí.
Yes.
Would that have been around the time of the offense that you were charged with? Or the age would this have been around the time of this conversation with Karen? Would it have been at or around the time the offense happened with you and Marvin?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you recall any other statements she made about Marvin?
Cerca de Marvin. No recuerdo.
About Marvin, no, I don't recall.
Did she ever talk to you about Marvin's virginity?
No.
Not to me.
So back in January 2025, you recall telling us, you told us that Karen said, take her, she is no virgin.
Bueno, sí, fue lo que acabo de decir, que eso es lo que se refería a ella.
Well, yes, that's what Just said, that she was talking about that.
Did you ever pay Karen or Marvin in any kind of way, whether it was money or gifts or anything like that?
No.
No.
Now, you were married at the time of this conversation with Karen happened, correct?
Sí.
Yes.
And when you heard Karen say to you, take her, she has nothing to lose, or take her, she's no virgin, she was talking about her stepdaughter, a child, right?
Yes. Yes.
Was your brother present at this conversation or around at this time?
No.
No.
I did not ask you this, Mr. Brennan, but how old are you today?
49.
Okay. And so this offense involving Marvin, would that have happened, the offense that you were charged with, would that have happened at or around July 1st, 2021?
No recuerdo. Bueno, yo no recuerdo la fecha, pero yo creo que sí.
I don't recall the date, but I believe yes.
So 2021 sounds about right. This one.
Creo que sí.
I believe so.
What is your date of birth?
Es 01/24/76.
Oh, 24/76.
You're 49 years old today. In 2021, would you have been 45 years old?
Ya, sí, creo que sí.
Yes, I think so.
But you would have been an adult. At,
Sí.
Yes.
at the time this offense was committed against Mark. But
Sí.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, and then your brother Hector, what is his date of birth?
Ah, la verdad no me la sé.
To be honest, I don't know it. I don't know it.
Is he older or younger than you?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Menos.
Younger.
Approximately how many years younger than you?
Dos.
So if you're 49 years old today, would he be 47 years old today?
Creo que sí.
I believe so.
Yes.
So in 2020, sorry, I apologize to the interpreter for the team right. So in 2021, 4 years ago, your brother would have been maybe about 43 or 44 years old.
Sí.
Yes, I believe so.
He would have been an adult as well.
Yes. Yes.
I'll pass witnesses this time around.
Cross-examination.
Tell me your entire name.
No.
Mine?
Yes, sir, yours.
Okay. Samuel Corona Gutierrez.
Samuel Corona Gutierrez.
And I didn't get the spelling of the first time. Spell Samuel for me.
S A M U E L. C O R O N A.
S S A M U E L C O R O N A. Corona.
And A, is the A in there?
Mhm.
That's, you have another last name, don't you?
Sí, Gutierrez.
Yes, Gutierrez.
Okay, it's spelled Gutierrez for me.
Y es Gutierrez G U T E R Gutierrez Z.
Yes, Gutierrez. G U T E R E Z.
You, is it, you said G?
Yes, Gutierrez.
Creo que sí se escribe Gutierrez.
I think that that's how you write Gutierrez.
It's okay.
Puedo, ok.
Can I, please?
¿Puedo checar mi ID, mi licencia? Es que no sé cómo pronunciar las letras.
Can I check my ID? I don't really know how to enunciate the letters.
It's no problem.
Ok.
What's your date of birth?
01 24 76.
01 24 76.
You said you know Martin?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, you said from back home?
Sí.
Yes. Yeah.
Where
Yes.
is back home?
De
From Mexico.
Did you all go to school together in Mexico?
No.
No.
And did you go to school in Mexico or here in the U.S.?
No, en México.
No, in Mexico.
And what's your highest level of education?
En México nomás la primaria.
In Mexico, just elementary.
Remember about how old you were when you stopped going to school?
Tenía 15.
I was 15.
Now, you were charged with indecency with a child for sexual contact. Is that correct?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And that's a second degree felony. Is that right?
Sí.
Yes.
And if you're familiar, that holds away for about 2 to 20 years for that type of crime. Is that your understanding?
No sé. Sí.
I don't know. Yes.
And so, but you ended up pleading guilty to endangerment, injury to a child. Is that correct?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And that was part of your deal with the DA's office. Is that right?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And in regards to that deal, you got 6 years of deferred adjudication probation. Is that right?
Yes.
And so, meaning that at the end of your 6-year probation, you won't be a convicted felon. Is that your understanding?
Sí.
Yes.
In addition to that, you would not have to register as a sex offender. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And with indecency with the child sexual contact, which you were originally charged with for the allegations regarding Marvin, you would have had to register as a sex offender for a lifetime. You'd have to be a registered sex offender, correct?
Yes.
And that would have been a registered sex offender for putting your penis on Marvin's body part for life. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
But in exchange for you being here today to testify in Miss Gayona's trial as the state's witness against her, you don't have the consequences of being a felon and a registered sex offender. Is that right?
Yes.
There's no prison time as a result of that deal for you. Is that right?
Yes.
That's a pretty good deal, huh?
Sí.
You
Yes.
feel good about that deal, don't you?
Oh, sí.
Oh, yes.
You put
Yes,
your penis on a
good.
little girl, and then you don't have to register as a sex offender. You put your penis on. You put your penis on a little girl. You don't have to go to prison. Is that right?
Yes.
And you put your penis on a little girl without her permission. No jail, no felony convictions, no sex offender registration. I'm sorry.
No.
We did good. So that's why you're here today testifying for us, right?
Yes.
Is your brother Hector, you said you had seen him in 6 months?
Sí.
Yes.
Is Hector in jail?
No sé.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you know about him being arrested?
No, no sé.
No, I don't know.
He didn't get in trouble with you for putting his penis on a little girl, did he?
I don't know, no,
Not that you know of.
No.
no.
And where'd you last see him? Here in Dallas?
Sí, en Dallas.
Yes, Dallas.
Does he know you have to come to court?
No.
No,
Does he know you got arrested?
No.
no.
Y'all had a good time last time you saw him 6 months ago?
No convivimos, nomás nos saludamos.
We just greeted each other. We did not spend that together.
In the free world, y'all greeted each other. We had that opportunity to spend together, right?
Creo que sí.
I believe so.
You would agree with me, it's nice to be out in the free world, right?
Sí.
Yes,
Now let's talk about this thing. You said that you put your penis on Marvin. It looks like your indictment said July 1st of 2021. Is that correct?
yes,
So that's when it happened.
Sí.
yes,
And you said right around that date, that time frame, summer of 2021, that's when Miss Karen, the person you know, would come to your house, gave you those allegations about, hey, you can take this child for sex.
yes.
Bueno, no me dijo que me la podía llevar por sexo. Simplemente me dijo que la policía.
She didn't tell me that I could take her for sex. She just said that I could take her.
So you didn't. So she never specifically said the word sex, did she?
No.
No,
So are you saying that this was your interpretation? That when she said take her, maybe she means sex?
Pues, ¿qué otra cosa podía hacer?
well, what else could have been?
I'm wondering if Karen was there in 2021. Can you understand that?
Sí.
Yes,
Was she pregnant when she told you that?
No recuerdo, creo que sí. No recuerdo.
I don't recall. Yes, I don't recall. I believe she was. I don't recall. Yes,
Creo que sí estaba embarazada.
yes, I believe that she was pregnant.
But you knew her for a long time. She was probably pregnant a lot.
Sí.
Yes,
Okay. Now, when you said Karen would come to your house,
Ujú. Sí.
yes,
and every time she came to your house, she was born, correct?
No siempre.
not always.
So you're saying that she would come over there by herself on occasions just to come chill with you and your family? Or hang out?
Sí.
Yes,
And so she'd have her kids and her children with her?
Sí.
yes,
And every time you saw her, she would have the children.
Sí, estaban con ella.
yes, they were with her.
Now, you and Marvin don't have conversations together, right?
What?
Have you ever talked to Marvin?
Sí, platicamos.
Yes, we talked.
Okay, she used to tell you she likes to take rides?
Ellas, sí.
They did.
The information that you provided me is that Marvin used to tell you, I like to take rides. Is that right?
Cierto.
Yeah, that's true.
What else did she tell you she liked to do?
Que le gustaba irse con los hombres.
That she loved going out with men.
What did you take that to?
I'm going to object at this time. Listen to the 12. Definitely be part of the test.
Sustained.
I would ask if the jury disregard that last question and any response if this witness made.
Are you asking for an instruction to disregard?
Yes, Your Honor, I apologize. Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are instructed to disregard the last answer made by this witness and not consider it as evidence for any reason at all.
Did you ever give Karen money?
No,
Did Karen never tried to ask you for money so that you can have sex with Marvin? Isn't that correct?
no,
No, she did never ask you for money to have sex with Marvin.
No.
no.
And did you ever pay Marvin for sexual pay?
No.
Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
Any redirect?
Very briefly. Okay, Mr. Brown, I want to make sure we understand your testimony. I asked you earlier what did Karen say, and then you said regarding certain statements about taking her. Do you recall back in January?
Oh yeah.
You recall back in January 2025, you told me, Ms. Bradford, and investigator Rafael Bella, that Karen would say, take her, referring to Marvin, for money. And she said that in your presence to the men that were there.
Sí, que me dijo que me la llevara. Ya, sí.
Yes.
Right.
She told me to take her. Yes.
Right. But did you hear her make that statement specifically to others about, to other individuals who were there about taking her for money?
No, yo nunca me dijo eso.
Not to me. She never told me that.
So on direct examination, I asked you that question, and you said yes. And I recited what you told us back in January 2025. I'm asking the question again, because I want to make sure you're testifying truthfully.
Okay.
Okay. When you and I met in January 2025, you told me and all the other individuals present, we'll talk about, that Karen would say, take her, referring to Marvin, for money to the men that were there. Do you remember making that statement to me?
Sí, yo le dije que ella me había dicho a mí que me la llevara.
Yes, I told you that she has told me to take her.
She told you to take her, but she also made a different statement about other individuals who were present to take her for money.
Bueno, no sé si ella me entendió lo que yo le traté de decir. Que eso me lo dijo a mí, pero no que se lo dijo a los demás que estaban ahí.
I don't know if you understood me what I was trying to tell you. I said that she told me, but she didn't say that to other individuals that they were present there.
Okay. So there were, I guess it's clear, there were two separate conversations I think we're talking about. In the conversation she had directed with just you, did she tell you to take her?
Sí.
Yes.
She is no virgin.
Yeah.
And that was the defendant telling you that.
Yes.
At one of the cookouts at your house on these Friday nights, do you recall telling us, me, the prosecutor, that Karen said would say, take her for money to the men, the other men that were present
Objection
that
against
night.
the answer, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Bueno, eso fue lo que decían los hombres que estaban ahí.
Well, that's what all the men that they were there, that's what they were
Objection to
saying.
hearsay, Your Honor.
Sustained is a hearsay.
Do you recall making that statement to me? And that you heard that?
Sí.
That you heard Karen say
Yeah.
that?
Sí, yo le dije a ella que lo que no escuché sino lo que me decían.
Well, yes, I told you not what I heard. I told you what they were telling me.
Okay. And let me also kind of clarify a couple of your dates. Now, earlier when I asked you about when this offense would have happened with Marvin, I gave you the date for this case was an on or about date, so on or about July 1st, 2021, right? That is the charging instrument that reflects that. But earlier I asked you, you told me, you stated that you don't know the exact date this offense happened with Marvin.
No.
But you do know that it happened when you were an adult over the age of 17. Is that a yes?
Yes.
And Marvin was under the age of 17.
Yes.
But you, and that offense did happen. That offense involving Marvin did happen.
Yes.
Now, the offer that the state has got, the plea agreement that the state has gotten into with you is to put you on 6 years probation. And that is
Yes.
And that is a deferred probation. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what that, do you understand that should you successfully complete that probation, which means you complete that 6 year deferred probation, you can say that you're not a convicted felon.
Yes.
However, if you violate any of those conditions of probation, are you aware that you are still looking at penitentiary time, which can be anywhere from 2 years up to 10 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice?
Yes.
Which means if you mess up, the judge can revoke your probation and send you to the penitentiary.
Yes.
So you still have a carrot hanging over your head if you mess up, right?
Yes.
I should say, yeah, the carrot is the probation, but the stick still exists.
Yes.
And are you aware that the judge also has the ability to extend that probation up to 10 years?
Yes.
So you have to do right on probation in order to avoid going to the penitentiary.
Yes.
And you understand that if you get convicted and you're sentenced to the penitentiary, you will be a convicted felon.
Yes.
So there are repercussions while you're on probation if you don't do everything you're supposed to do.
Yes.
I'll pass on this at this time, Brenda.
Any recross.
So you understand that if you can refrain for the next 6 years from touching another little girl while she's sleeping or violating any other law, that you can stay out of prison. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, also in regards to this date thing, the allegation Marvin made is that during the summer of 2021, June and July, or July rather,
Your Honor, objected to being an allegation. The defendant has pled guilty and admitted to this jury that he committed this offense. It's not an allegation. It's an admission.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't rephrase.
rephrase your question. Thank you.
And I'm saying accusation, allegation because of before it happened. So it's just what you said. Marvin basically accused you of this experience in the summer of 2021. So you put your penis on it. Is that right?
Yes,
And so then you went to jail in
No.
July. You didn't go to jail?
no,
Oh. Did you get arrested?
No.
no,
No handcuffs on you?
No.
no.
You were doing good, but you agree with me, in Dallas County criminal judicial system.
I'm going to object argumentative at this time.
I can let it go, young. I can move on.
Please. Thank you.
So you've been dealing with this case for the past 3 years.
Yes,
And you finally pled to this case last week, the week before Karen's trial.
yes.
No, I'll pass the witness.
Very briefly, Judge, my confidence. Mr. Bryant, you were arrested for this offense, right? Back on July 5th, 2022.
Arrested?
Yes, that's correct. On July 5th, 2022, you were booked in the Blue Spirit Jail.
Oh, I was.
Let me make sure we're clear. On July
Yeah,
5th,
that's right, that's right.
on July 5th, 2022.
Oh, did your battery
I
run
can't
out?
hear. Oh, he disconnected. It's working.
You may proceed.
Thank you. So I just want to make sure the testimony is accurate. You were arrested for the offense of indecency with the child and booked in to the Dallas County Jail here at Blue Spirit, right next door,
Oh, sí.
Oh, yes,
on July 5th, 2022. Is that correct?
Sí.
yes,
So you did go to jail when you were first charged with this.
Sí.
yes.
I'll pass it. Ms. Kinsey.
Yeah, I have no further questions for this witness.
May this witness be finally excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You're free to leave.
Okay. Gracias.
Thank you.
Call your next witness.
Your Honor, at this time, the state will rest, with the exception of offering states in September 100, which is the most recent MMA, Michael Moore Act,
Yeah.
work that should be, only be signed by the defendant. With that, the state will, rest at this time.
You rest in rebuttal.
Rest in rebuttal.
All right. State's Exhibit 100 will be admitted for all purposes. I'm sorry, for record purposes only. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I appreciate y'all staying late. I have prepared the court's charge to the jury, but it is really late. It's been a long day. I appreciate your diligence. I expect you back in the jury room no later, let's say 9:30 tomorrow morning, and hopefully We will get started at 9:30 tomorrow morning. All right, we are at recess. Please remember your instructions.
All right.
And if the attorneys could stay so we could discuss the law. All right. Let's, please, if you don't mind, let's discuss the jury charge. Yep. We'll keep it going. Pushing through. Hold on. Let me get my copy up. Y'all may be seated if you want to, or you can stand. I don't care.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Does the state have any additions, requests, or anything?
Yes, Your Honor. As the court knows, this is an offense that happened when we indicted this case in 2021. As a result, I did take the criminal code, the criminal laws of Texas Article statute to. I reviewed the statute back then in 2021.
I did not. So, let me find 2021 real quick.
I do have it for you.
Okay. I got 2020. Oh no. Alright, 21 is back in chambers.
Judge, I can give you my code, but
Okay. What you got?
So 4302 A and B, we believe are appropriate for purposes of the definition of prosecution.
Okay. Okay. What did you, that appears to be the same as what we have now.
Your Honor, well, I would ask that A and B be included. As there's evidence of both that has been elicited. No testimony related to that. Evidence of both.
But that's not how the indictment reads.
For the definition of prostitution, the state does have to prove prostitution.
Okay, well, I'm reading compelling prostitution right now. So you're asking me, what are you asking me to add to the definition of prostitution?
Your Honor, yes. Your very first definition is the prostitute. I would ask that A and B of, I believe it's 4305.
Are you under the applicable law or term definitions? Okay. All right. Okay, so you want prostitution A and B in there. I'm sorry. I thought you were on compelling prostitution. No. I was at the wrong place. Okay. Okay, so you want this definition in as opposed to the one I have.
Yes.
Okay, so under 4302 A and B. Let me know if you have any objection to that, Mr. Roberts.
And I assume that the B is it different from the 21 statute that you're referring to? It's 4302.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. They got prostitution all the way in the back of the penal code. Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually looking at, I apologize. I did not look at the current statute as it reads.
Mm-hmm.
4302B was repealed.
Yes.
So I guess maybe perhaps just A from the definitions of 2021 for the offense as it was defined in 2020.
Yeah, it was repealed in 2017. So wait. No, 21. Well, September 1 of 21, it was repealed.
Right.
Good Lord. And this allegation is, when is the return on the date of the indictment?
6.
All right, then B's not going to apply.
Yeah.
Because it was repealed. Okay. Okay. So, hold on. All right. So you want the definition of a person commits under prostitution, under the definition of prostitution, a person commits an offense if the person knowingly offers or agrees to receive a fee from another to engage in sexual conduct. Okay. Does the defense have any objection to the court changing the definition of prostitution to this, what I just read aloud?
No.
Okay. All right. Then I will make that change. Do you have any other additions? Okay.
The sexual contact definition.
Yeah, that changes a lot of stuff. Sexual conduct or
So sexual conduct, you have it, Judge.
Yeah.
But as it reads, it includes deviant sexual intercourse, sexual contact, and sexual intercourse.
Ah.
All
Mm-hmm.
of those three various things were defined. So you asked
I don't think I defined contact. I did not. It's not in there.
in the definition section, Judge, under 4301.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm just in the charge. I left sexual contact out. I need to put that in. Do I have it in there?
You didn't include the definition. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Contact is not in there. Yes, that's right.
I'm sorry. So what is it you want me to change?
Yeah, I would ask that you add sexual contact, which would be sexual contact means any touching of the anus.
Yes, I agree. I need to put that in there. That's what I was. I didn't put the definition of sexual contact in. I realized that as you pointed it out. Thank you. Okay, deviant sexual intercourse. Okay, so I'm going to put it after my definition of deviant sexual. Okay, so sexual contact. Okay, and what else?
We would ask that you also include the definition of fee under 43.01.
I'm just checking to see if it's been repealed.
Yeah,
Probably not. Nope, looks still good. All right. Okay, I will add that in definitions after sexual intercourse. Okay, and what else?
So on page 2, Judge, on the date of offense,
Yes.
I would ask that there also be articulated that compelling prostitution of a child under 18 or under 18 years has no statute of limitations.
Did it in 2021.
No, any
Okay.
offense involving a child
Okay.
does not have a statute of limitations.
Well,
And I think that would have been September 1st, 2007 when that all changed.
you said any offense involving a child?
Except for indecency by
But we don't usually put in statute of limitations.
well, it's because the reason I would ask for it is because obviously the on or about date not being exact, as well as the indictment date, that we have until forever to be able to charge the offense.
Yes, but charging the offense is different than the on or about charge. I see those as two different things.
Okay, I understand if the court
Yeah.
doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
That would be my ask, but I
Okay.
And then going to the application paragraph.
Sorry, I did not read this before I gave it to you. All right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Judge. First of all, we don't have the not guilty application paragraph.
Oh, yeah, I need to put that in there. Okay. Okay, I got some work to do. All right. My apologies. I was cobbling this together on my own. Okay. Anything else from the state?
The only other thing I think we're not supporting, of course, this is at the court's discretion. The indictment does read, for the application paragraph, it does read that Karen Gayano on or about first day of April 2019 in Dallas County, Texas, did unlawfully then in their motion clause. That language, unlawfully then in there, is not in the application paragraph. It does, that is what the indictment says, and I'm just pointing that out to the court.
Okay, I can add it in because that does track the indictment. I was just following my pattern jury charge book.
I don't have anything else to
Okay. Anything from the defense that you would like to have in the charge?
No, Your Honor, I think you've covered almost everything there. I mean, I have a couple of notes, and I think
Okay.
we've covered everything there.
All right. Okay. Here's your, well, I'm going to need this for your, I'll take a screenshot of it.
You're welcome to, Judge.
Yeah, I'll take a screenshot. Okay. All right. Just so you all know, how long do y'all want to argue? I'll give 10 minutes.
You know, we got too much to say.
We had a full 4 days of testimony. I will give each side 30 minutes. Will the state open and close? All right. And will you both argue? Then you can decide tonight how you want to divide it up. All right. Okay.